What's up, guys? Let's talk outdoors. We're sitting here at October 11th here in Oklahoma. It's mid 70s, light drizzle, cloud cover. Not perfect conditions for big buck activity, but the deer are probably moving right now, I would say. So you guys are probably saying, with all that being said, why am I inside right now instead of in a tree stand? Well, pretty much because it has been the exact opposite of how I wanted this season to go so far. So today's episode is about frustrations and adjustments. So that's what we're going to talk about today. That's what I'm facing right now. I know I'm not the only hunter that's facing that right now, but it's something that we need to talk about. So I decided to just shoot a quick episode real quick and share my thoughts and my experiences so far this year in the early season. So right now, as you guys know, I am hunting after a few big bucks right now. I've got 3 on my hit list right now. I've got some other ones that if I seen in person that I would definitely knock down that are mature bucks. What I call mature buck is at least 4 and up. So my number 1 target buck right now is Valentine. What I got going on with him is I haven't seen him in at least since July. I believe it was like July 20th or something like that. I haven't seen him since then. So I have that going. I have a new buck that showed up out of nowhere on a particular property about, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago maybe. September 23rd, I believe, is when I got him on camera. I called him Bo Jackson. If you're not familiar with sports, Bo Jackson was a famous football player and baseball player at the University of Auburn. He played for the Raiders, played for the Kansas City Royals. So yeah, I'm after him as well. He's a big buck, just like Bo Jackson was. This buck is probably close to 300 pounds. He's closer to 300 than he is 200 for sure. He's a big 8-point. So anyway, besides the bucks that we're talking about, I've just had some frustrations, man. I blew some deer out of the main part of the property that I'm trying to hunt Valentine on. Made a bunch of noise. Thought I had the entry access, down packed and ready to go. Did not. So I'm really frustrated with that because I've put a lot of time in the off season and making sure that I hammer down on the things that I need to hammer down on and to make sure I had good access into the spot to kill him. But I haven't even seen him in that particular spot. That doesn't mean he's not there. I'm not going to put all my chips on the cameras that I have on all the properties that I'm hunting. But I don't know if he's there right now or not. He's at another spot that I believe that I've seen him at before, this time of the year before. And so I'm just going to have to make some minor adjustments and hunt him differently. Maybe not. Maybe I need to just give that spot time. That's what this episode is about. Certain things that I need to do, certain spots I need to give a break on and come back later. Certain spots I need to just treat for the rut because there's a bunch of does in that area. Not a particular spot where I'm seeing particular deer, but there's definitely big buck potential, things like that. So also I really learned last year on some things that I need to change as far as not hunting too much. Last year I hunted way too much. It's one thing if you're hunting a lot and you're being productive and you're being productive, and I guess in a sense every hunt is productive because you can learn something from every hunt. But I was not learning from every hunt. I was just wearing myself out. I wasn't paying attention to the wind, my scent control. I was getting a little lazy because I was going every day and I was so tired the night before that I wouldn't take the preparations that I needed to do the next day to go hunting. And I was just wearing myself out. I was wearing myself out for hunting. I was wearing myself out for daily activities. I was wearing myself out for my family. And I really learned a lot from last year in hunting. So this year I'm trying to take a different approach. Like I said, I could be in the stand right now easily. Probably could come across a big buck right now. Who knows? But some things I've been experiencing lately, you can't make up. So I'm going to take a breather. I've got all my gear behind me. I've got my tree stand. You see everything back here. Everything that I own hunting-wise is right behind me. I have nothing in the woods right now outside of cameras. And it's just time for me to take a break. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what's best for me as a hunter. I'm going to do what's best for me as a dad. I'm going to do what's best for me as a family member. So that's what I'm going to focus on right now, and I'm going to take a break. I do know that there's some some good hunting days coming up here in Oklahoma. We have a cold front coming up, I believe, at the beginning of next week, starting on Monday or Sunday night. So that'll probably be a good time to get in the stand and really go after the bucks that I'm after. But in the meantime, I've got family activities like my daughter's birthday, still needing to be celebrated. I've got, just family time, everyday family time, just hanging around the house, making sure things are getting done. I've got my beautiful Cowboys, man, playing beautiful football right now. I have them to worry about. Sunday night, we play the Eagles. It's a big-time ball game. My Cowboys are 4-1. The Eagles are 5-0. So that's going to be a really good game to watch. So Sunday night, hopefully I'll have my stand hung probably Saturday evening or midday Saturday. I'll spend time on the grill watching the game on Sunday, and then I'll probably hop back in the stand on Monday and see how that goes with the cold front coming in. Monday and Tuesday are going to be really big hunting days, and we're approaching mid-October now. So lots of time to hunt. Trying to at least knock down one big buck before the rut starts, because when the rut hits, it gets crazy. The bucks get crazy. Obviously, they're chasing does. There's more hunters out there now when the rut hits because rifle season kicks in Oklahoma. I believe it's the second week of November. So you have that to worry about. So for me, in my opinion, the earlier you can knock down a buck, the better. So that's why I'm a little frustrated right now. And knowing that I haven't knocked down a big buck at all right now, given that it's October 11th and I've probably had, 8 sits, and I haven't seen one big buck. I did shoot at a young buck yesterday, and 2 days ago, and I shot him a little high, a little back. He was quartered to me, but I spent 38 minutes filming him, and I said that I wasn't going to shoot him, and he just kept hanging around. And I'm low on deer meat right now. Some jerky sounds good, backstrap sounds good. Although I am chasing after the big bucks, at the end of the day, my roots are, if you see a deer, shoot a deer. That's how I was raised. If it's brown, it's down. I've kind of ventured off away from that the older I've got, because I have realized that if you pass on deer and you let them grow, you will reap what you sow. And but this buck just kept coming back. He kept feeding on acorn. I did have a deer. He was quartered to, and I ended up taking a shot on him, and I had minimal blood. I thought for sure the deer was dead. I thought it might take him a little bit, but not too long. Figured I'd find him, and I did find him. I found him the next day, and the next day he was sitting up on top of the ridge, and he was getting feasted on by a bald eagle. I caught it on camera, one of my other cameras that I had up there on top of the ridge, and he was feasted on by a bald eagle and coyotes and vultures. So and he had half his rack missing. It was just a mess. So that was unfortunate. The reason why I did decide to shoot him was because going back to last year again, I learned my lesson, and because last year I really suffered in finding big bucks, for one. And two, I waited to the end because I was passing all those deer. I waited to the end to shoot deer, and I got lucky. I ended up shooting a doe. But had I known the season was going to go the way it went last year, I would have shot a few deer early season when I had the opportunity, because I wanted more meat for jerky, back straps, and whatever else I wanted, use the meat for. So I suffered on those ends of things as far as having meat, and I was just sitting there in the stand, and again he kept coming back. So I was like, you know what, I've got 2 buck tags, I might as well use one on him. That way I can for sure put down some meat. And I took the shot, and he ran up the ridge, and it was dark, and I never found him. And I was just going to come back the next morning, give him some time. Came back the next morning, like I said, he was getting feasted on by bald eagle. And that was that. So it's just been a really frustrating season. That's not what really took me out of the woods, so to speak, for a few days. But it definitely didn't help because I never want to just wound an animal. I never want to kill an animal and not finding. I tried. I spent over 2 hours last night looking for him, and I was worried, like, maybe I'm going to push him, and maybe I did push him a little bit. I think I did hear something run off. I don't know if it was him or not, but he didn't run off too far from where I shot him. So if it was him, so yeah, just some frustrations. I've got another property that is getting infested with hogs. I mean, I'm talking some giant hogs. I got to figure out how to weed those things out of there. Right now, that property is just going to be hunted for probably rifle season. It has a lot of deer on it, a lot of bucks, a lot of does, and it is infested with hogs, and I'm talking big hogs. As far as early season goes and the frustrations, that's just part of it. You have to make adjustments. Right now, some of the adjustments that I'm making, I just made an adjustment to the entry, the access that I'm taking to my main spot where my main target buck is at, or has been seen the most, I should say. I changed some entry methods to that access, to that area. So I've also located a few other spots on the same property where Bo Jackson's been located and where my #1 target buck, Valentine, may be traveling to. I don't know because I've never had a camera in this particular spot. But I'm utilizing the creek to access the spots. I've located a tree that I can hunt out of, and I've located a travel area where it's a creek crossing is what it is, where they're traveling to and fro to get to their spots, whether it's their bedding or whether they're chasing does. It's a heavy access point for the deer. I know they're utilizing it because there's tracks everywhere. There's deer signs everywhere. So I hung a camera in there, and I haven't hung my stand. Obviously, my stand's right behind me. I haven't hung a stand in there yet, but I've got a tree for the stand, and it will be a good spot. Just depending on what bucks are traveling through there. I'm looking for target bucks only in that area, unless there's bigger bucks that I don't know about. So yeah, guys, just don't get frustrated. Hang in there. Again, I know I'm not the only one. There's a thin line between being patient and not being too patient, because if I wait too long, who knows? There could be big bucks passing by a tree that I would be in right now. So you just got to pick and choose what days are good. Be mindful of the wind. Be mindful of your scent control. Take a deep breath and reevaluate some of the things that you're doing, because they could be costly. In different aspects of your life. They could be costly in your home life. They could be costly in your mental. If you take hunting as serious as I do, these things can really weigh on you mentally. But they also could be costly in the woods. So just take everything in perspective and make the adjustments that you think are necessary. So just wanted to make this quick video and say, if you're struggling, you're not the only one. If you've already filled the tag on a big buck, congratulations. If you got other tags that you can purchase from other states, do that. If you got another tag that you can purchase from the state that you're in, if you already filled that first tag, do that. Like here in Oklahoma, we can have 2 buck tags. So if you can do that, take advantage. But the main thing of this video is don't get too frustrated, even though you will get frustrated, but try to hone in, what's going on, and take a deep breath and make the necessary adjustments. Don't over adjust. Don't completely throw away your game plans that you had during the off season. Just reevaluate, and go from there. So hope you guys have a good season. I'm going to be touching back with you. I'm going to be getting back in that stand, and I will have success. I will have success. I just know that this is necessary right now as far as me making adjustments and taking time off. So that's what I'm going to do. And hopefully it'll pay off, and it will pay off. I don't believe in hopefully. It will pay off. I'm going to knock down a big buck, hopefully 2. I just said I don't believe in hopefully, so I will knock down 2 big bucks. I just want them to happen soon. Because when you put a lot of time into this, you do get antsy. So once again, good luck to you guys. Let's Talk Outdoors. Continue to follow us. We appreciate everything that you guys are doing so far on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. It's a little slow on the uploads on Instagram. I do have an everyday life. I have a job. I have a life, so I don't have all the time in the world to spend on social media. But I will continue to upload on Instagram a little bit more. Facebook right now is where it's at. Chime in on where you're at. Post your big bucks that you killed. Any conversations you want to have, we can conversate on the group page. And again, just follow, like, subscribe on the YouTube channel, and let's continue to talk outdoors, baby. Have a good one.